So were you aware that about 3 weeks ago there was a peer-reviewed research study that was published that completely vindicates everything we've ever said about the MAGA? It was on conservatives and Trump supporters reporting a higher level of psychopathic behavior, manipulativeness, callousness, and narcissism. Now, SciPost itself is just a second-hand site that reports on other research studies, but it does link to an actual peer-reviewed study that was done. It showed that Trump supporters had higher levels of callousness, manipulation, and malevolent traits such as lower empathy and compassion. Together, these aspects represent a general disposition toward exploiting or disregarding others for personal gain. And in a sample of nearly 9,000 people, the first sample of men, all three predictors, social dominance, authoritarianism, and psychopathic tendencies, predicted conservative ideology and favorable views of Trump, but only for white participants. They show that conservative political ideology was represented by symbolic and operational ideology and positive view of Donald Trump, and psychopathic traits and malevolent disposition predicted an increase of conservative political ideologies, which meant if you were a person who was more likely to be a psychopath and have those malevolent tendencies, you were much more likely to be conservative. Benevolent dispositions predicted a decreased conservative ideology, meaning you were more likely to be liberal if you were a kind and benevolent person who was not narcissistic or malevolent. Those viewing Trump favorably reported elevated malevolent ideology and less empathy. And like I said, this was a study of over 9,000 people. They showed from this study that if you were a conservative Trump supporter, especially a white man, you were much more likely to have psychopathic tendencies, malignant narcissism, and less empathy. You were much more likely to not give a shit about your fellow human being. But like I said, this is something we've known for a long time.